evening.咁啊，幾個嘢讀佢啊，俾個錘我。Sorry. So fitness calorie training. 咁有冇個錘定乜個咁咧？都瞓咗。Oh. Star and astronomical to be on the list. In exchange to the fully emblems. Stars definitely not. Astronomicals. Think about it. Not likely either. Wow. Within 100. I think that's maxed out. Well, let's play it. I'm trying to hit the levels. I think there's a level there. Let me just try to play it quickly because the EMA should be starting. We'll just wait while we try and see if. Don't hit the screenshot because I think I have a point system at the end. Will be a big adjustment, and pretty much it once. So there'll be a Grand Prix next week. We wanted to start it a little later, but I can always add it now because we do have more videos in place. But I'll have to confirm that with our Master Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. I'll head straight to the questions. Oh, there's our triple. Let's go. So, Toretto asks if the astronomicals and the stars will be available for fully emblem exchanges. Sadly, I don't think so. Stars will not be available in any competitions going forward either, only planets. Oh, oh, oh. And I'll try to say LoreKeeper. Let's go. And astronomical, maybe, but still not very likely. Still enough. Oh, wow. Hi, Phoebe. Oh, no. Alright. Okay. Moving on, Chrissy. Oh, I'll pick up every name because the group who asked the questions. And next Richards and the Marvel matches. Of course, if you ask now, it's too late. He asked before but there's still want to ask some questions. Go ahead. So Chrissy asks, some temperature kind of little technique. What will be the requirements for the staking? So for chance on getting spelled up the chests. Well, it's the usual ones, the planets and the apostles. Once again, this is but one of many stellar tabular stakings going forward. If you can't get into this one, you can still accumulate the vapor so you can get another one further down the road. But if you really want in on this one, I suggest you get on the whitelist. The sales methods of the other futures and the period with which we sell the other stars will be based on the market conditions reception. This is probably the very first batch. What kind of stellar tabular chests will drop during the expedition? Pretty much all of them, depending on how much keys you stake. Just for a regular, maybe an imperial one, maybe not. But well, the way we calculate the stellar tabular chests is first we run by the keys. So, for example, we'll run the Omega chest first. Those who have enough keys for the Omega will then be calculated based on vapor. If it's all consumed, if there are more people vying for the Omegas, then the ones who didn't get the Omega will likely will be rolled together with the ones in Empyrean. Depending on how much vapor you have again, the Empyreans will be distributed to those who have staked enough keys, so on and so forth, all the way to the normal stellar tabular ones. There's only 200 of them. And based on our stats right now, it should not be enough. But don't worry, there's another pool coming up, also from the Axis Monday. Let me take a look at the models. Oh, we have 100. So from the keys, vapor, RNG. Oh, Asteristic got it. Okay. There's a bulk. No, wow, that's tricky. Oh. Oh, these new guys are hanging out on the side. And there's BG up there. Let's see here. Let's put these two in first. Okay, so Oh, I see. I found. Okay. Sorry. Longer. But when does this end? Oh. Mm, Second. Oh, sorry, some technical difficulties. My second screen is not working. So I'll have to pull Susan out. One second. I'll just focus on the questions after these first few rounds of bubbles, okay? Let's just get the marbles out of the way first. How many levels are there on that? Oh, it works out. Whoa, goodbye. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, and I'm sorry, I tried. Trying to speed through it. Because I should focus on the questions. So does this end when I am unable to get any marbles? Do the exit? I wonder. Okay, going back to the questions. It's 100. Okay, let's see if we can just finish these marble games and I can focus on the questions. And then we'll get back to the marbles. Hmm. That's possible. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Look at that marble with all the effects. Let me try to. Look at the marble with effects is definitely helping me focus on it. Just helping the marble with the effects. Oh, this is insane. Oh, that's. See who ends up with the most points and award based on that. 你俾嗰嚿嘢我，嗰個錢。
我找你那邊。
就非常忙的提供。There we go. One more ball. 2. Oh, Shiny. Oh. Okay, it's fine. I wonder how this ends. Hey, I got an achievement unlocked. Getting tilted. Ooh, this one moves. Stop at level 10 and then focus on the questions. How do I get back to the levels? Just stick to one song. Oh, the names are crowding line. Oh, everything. I can see that. Oh, how more I can. Okay. This is level 7. 3 more levels and then I'll just stop. We wait. It's 祖国是什么？祖国是的母亲，回答的很好。大图祖国是什么？或者说我是，或者是小图的母亲。是。 Okay, save game. Let's go. I'm just trying to hastily finish this. Don't try my skills. Oh, look at that feather. Come on, Bill. Oh. Oh, Phil. Holy crap, only one happened. Only one cut through. Oh, that was a tough one. Oh, I finished. Well, let's see. Huh. Okay, raise this. 0 points? How the heck do they get points? Huh. Don't know what happened. So. It's not even a point thing. Oh, raise. I don't know. Oh, there are points. There's 4 points. I saw someone with. What is this? Is it because they registered? I don't know how this works. These guys got points. This guy could educate us what's going on. We need to register your. I don't know how this works. Well, anyway, let's get back to the AMA first. So, longer map. Really long map. It's a Grand Prix. There it is. Oops, let me press that. Okay. I won't fill it with models for now. Let's answer some questions. Well, randomly weighing them up. Ooh, that's a really long one. 30 minutes, that's good. Alright, back to the questions. To keep adding the people to the list. Oh, actually, do we have an overseer in the AMA now? If we have, or actually, if anyone can help me, please help me mark all the Discord names of the one I pinned from the word all the way to the moment I pinned the message. If I can have a list of all the names there, I can just focus on the questions and no need to add everyone one by one. And by the end of the session, I will host a simulated round with all the ones to ask questions. It will be a lot easier on me. Anyway, let me ask a few questions before beginning this marbles round. Mark Lazaro, what and when is the next staking event? The next event will be the Funia Moon Pool, which is on September 8th or 9th, if I remember correctly. I think it's September 9th. Originally, it would be earlier, but because the primeval breeding costs cannot be adjusted in time, so we were waiting for the primeval cost to be issued first, which is September 7th, together with the marketplace update. Once it's updated, people can breed their second or third breeds on the marketplace, and then the staking pool will begin on the September 9th or 8th. And yeah, and then after this Funia staking pool, which ends around 18th or 19th, the star level staking will begin around the 21st. The date I didn't set in stone because there are two conditions I want to look at. One is the market after the ETH merge, and the other is whether our whitelists. I'm still reviewing the whitelist applications, depending on the reception and how things go. I may move the whitelist mints or the staking a little further down until a better response, maybe after the game demo. But still, if the things look good, then we don't mind doing the mints a little earlier. More will come into light, I think, in the coming weeks. When our marketplace registration comes live, we'll hopefully see more people jumping in, asking questions, taking a look into the demo, and everything. What kind of stellar tabula chest would drop during the expedition? Sorry. Also, if there's not enough total keys purchased for the staking on the Stars Row pool, so all the stars with tissue those who staked? No, not similar to the Black Hole. Those will not be sold, and we will leave it for the next round. Yes, it will likely be moved on to the next staking event. And for master that joke, my family is just like a nation, I told a colleague. My wife is the Minister of Finance, my mother-in-law is the Minister of Law, and my father is a Foreign Secretary. Oh, that's pretty interesting. And what is your position? I'm the people. What I do is pay. That's pretty good one, Mark. Okay, 146 bubbles. Let's see what this thing is like. Sorry, no music today. It's just the MA and my forward voice. Let's see. I'll just focus on this one. Should have done that piece. Ooh, this looks like a fun map. Anyway, I'll move down to the questions. Foreseen. LoreKeeper, according to what I've heard, your game used 3 different tokens. Please tell me what sets them apart from one another. Ooh, glad you are beginning to look into our game scene. Well, the 3 tokens sets apart like this. The first token is a typical governance token responsible for mostly the main core utilities of the game, which is, first and foremost, breeding. The other one is the creation of relic NFTs. You see, when you play Aperon the game via a planet, you can you'll be playing planet simulation and the dungeons. Many items you come across, all giant wonders and things, can be turned into a relic. A relic is something that can last, because during I should talk about the gameplay first. In the God Game Simulation, in the gameplay of Aperon, you will be going through cycles. You breed your planets, you play on your planets, you groom your civilizations, and then you go into battle. In certain points in time, your planet growth will slow down. The dungeons you go into may be slowing down, and you'll want to reset. Resetting your planets allows you to gain playground tokens or level up or create more and create NFTs. Creating NFTs allows you to save some of the items, the relics, into a special NFT that can be installed onto the planet. By installing relics on your planet, it's like a save slot. It's like a new game plus, where you can carry on equipment that you have created to the next round. This way you can jumpstart a little faster in the next round. And each time you install more relics or equipment onto your planet, the further you can go into the planets to get up, you leveled up and everything. Well, this is a pretty interesting setup. Even all the people still stuck back there. Okay, so back to the tokens. The first token is mainly used for the creation of NFTs. This is the core purpose of the first token, which is also the one that we'll be releasing mainly, because it's also one of what we say a governance token, but we feel governance a little differently. But I'll go into that a little later. The second token is Anima. It's what we call the typical play-to-earn token, responsible for single-player incentive and actions, meaning most of your single-player actions and sometimes your arena standings and winnings lets you use this second token. The second token is mainly used to level up your planet, and also a part of it is also mainly used to breeding. But what I mean by leveling up your planets is actually the aging of your planets. Planets age normally around 140 or 50 years old nowadays, and but you can speed up the aging by either orbiting them around the stars or consuming another planet. Consuming another planet is extremely important, for you see, with the aging right now, you guys probably won't be able to get to the 4 relic slot planets, which is a 1,000-year-old planet. That normally takes around 3 years. Of course, when you orbit around a star, it's significantly faster. But ultimately, we require players and their planets to consume another planet in order to reach the appropriate age. This consumption requires less desirable planets on the marketplace, but with a decent age. And each time you consume another planet, it consumes Anima. This is our play-to-earn token, which will have a larger supply. And the third token is Regularity, which should be available next year around Q2, when the World Boss begins. So Regularity is only created by alliances, by the Zodiacs. And in these Zodiac contents, you can have the World Bosses, the esports, the GVG content. These are all pretty hardcore, either GVE or GVG content that mints the third token, Regularity, which is used to unlock extremely powerful content or used in esports gambling. These are the 3 tokens of our brand that we use to filter different types of gameplay and earning mechanisms. All 3 tokens can be staked and used in different liquidity pools to earn different rewards. And yes, they do depend on each other. A lot of the staking mechanisms require players to own all 3, but of course you don't have to try to earn all 3 yourself. It is up to the gaming guilds and the alliances. Why not is everyone falling down? Well, they're not. Well, it's just not hard. I can see what this might last 30 minutes. Yeah, that's good for my AMA. We can find more of these in my AMA maps. Let's see how they can actually get in there. Ooh. I'll have to climb all the way up. and over here. Okay, I have no idea how they're going to get past all that. But anyway, what's going on? Back to scenes question. Funny emblems essential for the game? No, not really. Funny emblems are really rewards that can be used to exchange different types of NFTs, or can just be sold on the marketplace, of course. But yeah, we'll add to the roster. You can keep hold of your funny emblems to exchange for other planets or major items that will be used in the future in the game. Alright, the Kindle. Adulthood. I have concern about the celestial conjunction. By generating new planets, the supply of NFTs could overflow and create a chronic dump in the market. Isn't that the threat? Well, we control the supply of the many black holes, so in a way, if we want to stop the supply of the planets, then we can always stop the supply of mini black holes, increase the cost of mini black holes, or in general, just monitor or increase the price of mini black holes in the market. And so I don't really see that concern right now. Ooh, there's one more. Oh, suddenly everyone's up here. Why is that? To be honest, with all the measurements in place, I think you should worry about not enough supply in the market instead of an oversupply of planets in the market. But we will monitor pretty heavily, especially after this primeval breeding cost adjustments. But still, right now, with the current market conditions, we don't think oversupplying the market will be a big thing. There can always be other measures with which we control the markets. For example, being able to play the game requires planets, but ultimately, we can also always create free-to-play experiences for players to test the game and control the free planets, the seed planets that were allocated to guilds to help onboard players. Why do you revoke all the rules with each new season? Seniority in this whole service. Why do I revoke all the roles? What roles? I mean, the duty quest roles? Those are alignments. That's associated with the game quests. If you want seniority, you can just go to the chat levels. That will be a pretty clear seniority. The OGs are also roles. That's always there. And don't really buy into the whole seniority thing, actually. I think newcomers can be as much a contributor as an old pro. I'm not sure about that part. Okay. So this is a question there. Oh. Take a look. Sorry, I see. Did I skip a bunch of questions in the beginning? Take a look. Sorry about this. I seem to not see. Oh. Sorry, I think I may have missed some questions in the beginning. Oh, sorry. I should begin from here. The second pinned message is from Lexus. Oh, okay, so it's a question. Oh, 1 second. Press the cameras. What's that? There's still people all the way back there. Alright, let's see if I can connect that's in here. Alright, okay. Ooh, that's a lot of people going in. Set on Okay, back to Alexis's question. 100 Sea Planets playthrough can only be achieved by partnered gaming guilds and DAOs. Would it make everyone to have hassle in regards to major adoption of their games since mass public onboarding is not found or aware of Discord guilds and DAOs? No, the gaming guilds portals is right on the game lobby. So in the future, after they play the tutorial, they'll be faced with 3 sort of tunnels or portals or options. One is into their own planets, one is into the guild planets, and one is into rented planets from the other players. So they can access it via the game. Entering the guild portal will allow them to go to the guild's landing page, registering an account and everything, and it should be pretty streamlined. For the demo, will the demo is out, will the playthrough be on COD game? No, it will be on Battle. First is the PvE only, where you go through the dungeons, and there'll be PvP, and then if PvP comes under to arena mode, yes. The God game wouldn't be out. Wouldn't. See if it's 21st.
I'm going to think something.
Let's see, not for the first round. Holy crap, this is 70% elimination rate to 15 minutes. That sounds like something like it really is. I suppose. MPH paper final is already final. One MPH per read. Or any changes in the future. Well, there'll always be changes depending on the market conditions. Nothing is final. Everything is always under adjustments, even for the new breed costs. So probably breeded well, it's cheaper. Everything depends on supply and market demand and user feedback. 你好 ，Frank， 很高兴你能给我们解答问题。我这里有几个问题。好，我很高兴有一个手续费便宜的交易上线，但是怎么保证交易的安全进行？是不是做好准备？可能有黑客会对网站进行攻击，让玩家之前受到损失。你的团队会怎么处理这方面的问题呢？我们都是有 audit，都是有正常的一些保障。而且我们现在会有一些因为有了自己的marketplace 呢，我们有一些防止黑客的一些办法，一些自己 monitor 的 bots 还有就是可以随时把一些被黑客拿走的一些星球呢，如果跟我们举报的快的话，我们可以把那些星球给加进这个黑名单，让别人把他们的图片改了或不给他们去交易这样的话呢，也可以帮玩家保藏他们的星球。当然呢，只需要玩家第一时间跟我们汇报，我们的才可以不说。而且我们自己的星球，但是如果他冲去 OpenSea 拿这些 asking price 的话呢，那这个也比较麻烦。但是在正常这个 contract 的 order 上能做的东西，我们都会做。但是这也是好像之前所说，我们一定会如果真的受到黑客攻击，我们有 snapshot 我们每天应该要问 LoreKeeper， 我们随时也可以拿一个 snapshot。保证如果黑客有 hack 的发生的话，我们可以偿还一些星球跟补偿大家玩家的损失吧。对于游戏的测试，能说一下参加测试玩家会得到哪些利益受益吗？没有受益，就是测试而已。但是我们在测试的期间会搞很多不同的活动，这些活动呢，通常都应该是针对这些原始星球的持有人，他们因为原始星球持有人他们玩这个试玩的时候是随时可以玩的，他们可以练习。当拿着试玩版的那些 NFT 呢，他们只能玩1-2个小时，或其实是有限到的，有限期的玩，所以他们应该比较难赢那些我们举办的一些活动。行星机要是否会跟这些黑洞一样？会有多倍奖励？不会。这会是什么时候？只升期间要 这三起挤压是什么？第三个挤压，你说是这个是黑洞，第三个就是fundamental， 下一个就是行星的挤压。行星挤压以后，应该也有一个回位词，然后但是那个时候呢，只是应该可能会开几个，我还没决定。所以因为行星挤压以后，应该就是游戏上线的准备，可能会有两个词跳出来，要看那个时候我们的 Scholar 的系统搞成怎么样。如果Scholar 的系统出来的话呢，那挤压应该也会同时进行。但是我不知道同时间会做多效果，因为如果行星挤压以后，如果效果或这个试玩版的反应好的话呢，我们应该会多开一个奖励器以后就是小黑洞小黑洞的话呢就可以放大概6000个到时长上，也是跟上次的来供第三OK， There's a long marbles. It looks like.我们有一个这个欲望的话呢，自信其实也想看看大家这个其实是想要什么样的行星，是实际上每个行星的那个怎么说？是不是第三个代币的分成是怎么分成啊？这样其实都只有这些，但是这些我们其实是有一个数字的，但是那个数字我们还要再找一些不同的游戏公会来确定一些数目数字才放出去。但是应该都是在这个星期，大概星期2或3这个时候会放出去。那是就像以往一样，就算放这些数字出去的也到时候也可能会掏紧。但是我们可以多放一些这些的信息去呢。欲望也常常说好像不够信息，但是我觉得我不知道是不够信息还是只是因为他们太贵，市场反应也很差。不过当然了，就算放了出去，也可以的。等一等吧。Okay. I'll quickly summarize what Svenny just asked me. Some of them are pretty good questions, so I'll let you guys know as well. So basically, he asked any safety security measures for the marketplace to help ensure that it will be safe. We got audited by 2 auditing firms, I believe. We also have an internal bot that helps monitor the transactions, and we are also implementing a blacklist system where it allows us to press a button and blacklist some of the planets that may be hacked or stolen or lost. And with that system in place, we can pretty much be able to compensate our planets pretty efficiently, provided that the player lets us know the case in time. Of course, if the case that somehow the marketplace gets hacked entirely, We have snapshots all the time. We have a backend server back in our office, a hard drive server, not Amazon one that helps keep track of steady snapshots. So it should be pretty much secured on our end. But yeah, as always, we'll try to compensate the best we can if a hack has happened. And the second question is whether players can get rewards for beta testing. No, there are no rewards for beta testing. Well, we will run contests and events during the beta tests, like speed runs, handicap competitions, high score competitions, everything like that. But will we be giving out standard rewards? Not exactly. And the other interesting is that Serenity feels that the amount of information regarding the stars is still very lacking out there, and he was hoping if there'd be some more information we can share. Well, I think we can try to summarize a bit more, and also the exact numbers with which the tokens will be split, especially the third token. I think it's 40%, or this is our initial number. It's actually a pretty big number. But again, we're waiting for confirmation from the gaming guilds for their input on these. Again, even if we post the numbers out, it's subject to change depending on the market conditions and user feedback anyway. But still, yeah, we'll try to throw that number out. If there's any other numbers that you guys think will help with the decisions, sure, please feel free to ask us. We'll try to tell everyone more regarding the star sales. But for me, I think there are just two main concerns regarding the star sales. Is just the pricing and the general reception of GameFi in the markets right now. These two things are probably the biggest obstacles currently we face. Okay, moving on. 我想请问一下，行星预售会不会推迟？因为真的期待了很久了。行星的预售，其实我也不想推迟，但是9月的那个 ETH merge 跟 FOMC 会有很大的影响。而且还有就是，我们从预售的报名的情况要看一看。实际上有多少人对这个有兴趣？但是当然了，其实我们现在排工具的话呢，这些星球可以直接放星球在行星上去老化的话，应该还要等到9月底或这个10月的时候才能做到。那个能做到的时候呢，然后我一定会把一些行星放出去的。但是其实我们大概都应该总会卖一转。关于行星持有者有什么时候可以通过质押获得行星？现在最快是9月21号开始质押，大概3到4个星期呢，应该就可以拿到。我们想做的到就是质押完的时候呢，就是玩家可以 stick 他们的星球，把星球加速老化的那个功能推出的时候放出去，这个还要跟 LoreKeeper 的 confirm 才行。Okay, E2222. How sustainable is it to use fully unpump or mini black hole? Or giving up rewards just to attract people to this game? It will only be available during the early phases, but we will still use fully unpump for rewards down the line. The actual mini black holes and planets and everything actually have a finite number each month. It's not infinitely exchangeable. So we'll exchange it while we can, or if we think it's the right price. But further down the line, we'll always be making a monthly adjustment of the supply and the costs. Baby Tiger, what do we need to qualify for Demo Pass NFT? And Premier Planet and Star holders access the beta for free. The second part, yes, they can. They can access free. And the other ones are the people who hold the Battle Demo NFT. To qualify for the Battle Demo NFT, you need to get two NFTs, the Solar and the Lunar fragments. The Solar fragment is available by registering an account on our marketplace, which most of you guys did, but the email registration function will also open up on September 7th, so please register your emails together with your accounts. And if you have that, we'll airdrop the Solar fragment to you on September 21st. The Lunar fragment is from using quest marks. You can use your quest marks to earn Lunar fragments. I think the number is not one per account. You can actually exchange multiple Lunar fragments. Both the Lunar and Solar fragments are limited. They are not limitless. And of course, there are also events, and there are also collab events where we give out Lunar fragments. So ultimately, those who combine the two via either burning process, or similar to how we do handouts the NFT rewards, will send the forged Battle Demo Pass. What's the name of it? We call it campaign? Lunar Solar, the Battle Demo portal. What device can we play the game demo? On PC in the beginning. Android, but all the controls are actually, if you take a look at it, are all mobile friendly. So the mobile version, we'll see if we can get a mobile version out early in the days, but not very likely early. But it will be available on both PC and mobile upon release. Notified holders are eligible to join GHV Pass and Soul Marble event for free. The same as the last repeat events. I think that's a little different this time around. So the DHE Pass, actually, I want to make an adjustment next week. DHE Pass is everyone can join dude hosted events, but the DHE Pass will be something that nets you souls if you win events. What I mean is, there are many events around the server. Normally, if you win, you'll get some brilliant bombs or souls or something. Going forward, in order to earn souls, you need the DHE Pass. But having the DHE Pass, it's a weekly pass, I think. And every time you win or participate in an event, it entitles you to some souls. So it's sort of like a work permit or something. And we're actually even thinking about the work permit, a few different types of DHE passes. And you can only own what, which is centered around time zones. Because some of the community members think that working 1 hour at a time is really, very time consuming and very tiring. So seeing if we can try and do a daily time limit as to work, so people can actually sleep and rest. But we'll think about that. But I want to make an important note is that I intentionally made the higher alignment channel rewards to be more enticing and permanent. And so people don't need to work all the time to grind tokens. Of course, grinding lets you some extra tokens, which is great. But just by participating in the daily Twitter raids or the special Twitter raids, you can actually earn a lot more souls than just grinding per day. And you don't actually need to work going forward. You just need to do the tweet tasks, and you'll have more than enough souls for you to play around. Is what I plan to do. If you like a good grind, then of course that's still available here. But for the final to the last 30 Soul Showdown, no, you need to get to the light or the darkness. But of course we'll think of other things, other divine orders to have an advantage in going forward. The whole ATH merge coming, what should we prepare for our Acheron and the Descent, or do we have to do nothing? No, we don't have to do anything. Everyone's just need to look at it. Yeah, so much style for the LoreKeeper East best to the left with insurance. There's some very long I saw with oh boy. I can try not to expose this love too blatantly on Discord. Any questions? If it was up, I'm reading them, but thank you. Cupcake. Oh, congrats on winning the Stumbler Cupcakes. Cupcake here, it's like a master stumbler. Took a B-bounce at 12. Hi, Mr. Frank. The roll for Soul Marker, the maximum reward for a player can get would be 1 fully unlocked and the roll will be burned. Then you have the grind again for 20,000 souls for a chance to win 1 fully unlocked on next Thursday. That is the current plan right now, but subject to user feedback and suggestions, we can make changes to this. With the new alignment channels in place, 20,000 souls should be pretty easy, because you don't just work. Work gets you 2,000 souls a day, but if you do the Twitter rates, you can actually get 20,000 souls pretty easily. Going forward, if our math is correct. Please understand that we only implemented all of these changes recently, so we're still testing in prices, and supply and demand will be subject to change. Mini Chopper， 你好，我想问一下，准备特殊的占卜有什么目标和期待？参与者有什么心态或方向对待近期的游戏测试？This is a very interesting question. The game demo is to allow you guys to experience. Oh, 应该说中文。什么目标？目标就是让玩家可以试玩我的游戏，给一些反应给我们，觉得怎么样啊？有什么提案啊？看看有什么对这个战斗系统有什么主要都是反应吗？期待的话，你们可以蛮期待的。我觉得这个顶级的 demo 在市面上应该是没有的 ，Web3 一定没有 ，Web2 也应该没有，因为我们这个 demo 的品质是游戏 game launch 的品质来的，所以它都蛮漂亮，而且都蛮完整的，所以你们可以非常期待。应该不谈这个游戏画面，如果只谈游戏玩法跟这个旷课世纪的话呢，绝对比 Phantom Galaxy 好。参与者又带有什么心态或者方向期待进去的游戏测试？这个，如果我告诉你的话，好像有点怪怪的。就主要就是一个测试的心态。他不太懂回答这个问题。听完我习惯吗？有建议，我觉得接受。King Hayes。Good day, Mr. Frank. Can you give an introduction on the game mechanics of the dungeon demo? Does playing a more concentrated tool to get more chance faster than reaching the dungeon? No, you don't actually get to choose the type of elements of the planet. Everyone will be using the same pure air element avatar to play across these dungeons. The actual use of your own avatars will come around later, hopefully at the end of October or early November. Well, that's actually closer to game launch. But this one is purely for a test and the taste of what the battle tastes like. But in the future, yes, the higher tier planets, will they have a chance? And actually, comes to the player control. The puzzles actually can play quite a pivotal role. If you have 4 DPS class, it actually also they're pretty powerful in the beginning, especially in this battle dungeon, because we set the difficulty of the battle dungeon in the first mode. They're pretty simple, so it should be fast. In the future, of course, the higher concentration, the pure element planets will have a little more advantage. But it's not like we're hosting contests that's just limiting on that are without limits. We can host quad or try or duo contests, all giving the same amount of rewards. So you don't have to worry about the duo or the purists winning everything. Will it be patrolling for first teacher? I think quads or tries will also be able to reach the end of the dungeons. Well, depending on the dungeon category. So it's not hard to answer that. But if everything's set equally, probably on a 1, 5, 15, 30 time. So if say that's one is the purest, 5 would be duels, 15 would be tries, 35 would be quads. But it's all skill dependent, that thing. And this is assuming all apostles are the same, which I doubt would be like that. This is a really slow map. Alright, that's good. So, moving on. Rain to 818. Okay, that ran on the medium that there will be a ton of contests to test out elite gamer skills this coming Christmas. The game will be about that round, or maybe like our usual game less? Oh no, it's that round. Oh, that's a really advanced Merry Christmas. KWA. It's up there. So, that one is way ahead of the other crowds. Look at these guys crawling over there. Let's take a look. Oh, no wonder this is going to take an hour. I wonder how many viewers are left up this round. Okay, back to the questions. TKWN, if I buy a DHE pass or Soul Marbler, can I use it for the whole season? No, the DHE pass and Soul Marbler is only on a weekly basis, so you have to buy those two. So make sure you get enough souls to buy these two passes. Because the DHE pass lets you more souls going forward, and the Soul Marbler lets you have a chance to convert your souls into the emblems. The way we calculated the souls is that once you reach the higher alignments, you will have more than enough souls to get both of these, plus a lot of things extra, if our math is correct. Rewards or does you have? Remove all a battle pass, yes. Well, everyone who needs the reward be able to pass them in the battle tunnel at the same time. Well, everyone who meets the requirements be able to pass them in the battle. No, the premium course can always play earlier. But just a little earlier, not that much. The ultimate benefit of premium contest is that you can play it constantly. The battle tunnel pass only less than around 1 or 2 hours of experience. Let's cut this out here, you see. Why did you choose Tempest in the final demo? Actually, I wasn't the one who chose that. It was Lawmaster. And I actually never asked why he chose the Tempest. I guess it was our team's favorite, the Tempest. The Tempest is also the one in the battle demo. But that one is the mature version. The one you could think is a baby version in the demo. The vanilla class should be the mage one, which is the holy crap, I got the mage class. It's called the Fate, the Fury, and the Wisdom. Yes, it will be Wisdom. But I have a feeling that we'll release all three, so you can choose Fury, Fate, or Wisdom. But if we cannot, then Wisdom will be the first class. But we'll open up the others very quickly. Jenkins. Hello, Frank. For recent announcements and upcoming here on the questions. What will be the role for each rarity of planets in the upcoming game launch? What will be the role of that before game launch and not during the actual game? How do you come up with this set, or what do you think was best to do it right now? Well, the breed cost should be adjusted based on the going supply and demand. It doesn't have to be regarding the game launch. But right now, the thing is that there are two things that we did not foresee. One is that everyone is holding on to 3 planets, which makes owners a lot lower than intended. And the other is that the market conditions are pretty damn bad, and so the floor price and the demand and the trading volumes are not as desired. So opening up more to invite a little more players, making it a little more acceptable is good. You guys have to know that the current gameplay is one of the least well-received sectors out there, I believe. There were too many bad apples before. So people like audited or marketplace. What bees produce milk. Boobies. Oh. Will there be any compensation for those who paid 6 million bucks bringing the second in this industrial conjunction? Officially, no, because can't compensate every time we make an adjustment. Goes the sense of making adjustments. And yeah, actually, I sort of tried knowing this because I'm not the one that decided this. Most people are law masters, but I cried because I think I'm the single person that actually bred the most planets with too, and I pretty much scraped the fucking floor price for the Great Black Holes, as you all know. So yeah, I'm the one who has the most lost. I can't blame it, guys. It's for the greater good. But if you really bred a lot of second breeds, you can always talk to me and join the club of miserable second breeders. Will there be a limited constellation? What is the maximum constellation we will have? Will there be limited constellations? Yeah, there will be limited constellations. There's a limited number of stars, so there's a limited number of constellations. The maximum number of constellations we will have, I'm not very sure what that means. You mean in an alliance? In an alliance, that can be an unlimited amount of constellation, and you can even get everyone in it, I believe. But only 12 constellations can activate their passives. So getting more than 12 is possible, but are the too wasteful? Yeah. Tesla, which the team and projects says thank you. B. I'll bring a funny story about March 8th. I have collected and I wanted to tell the sweet revenge on March 8th. 10 funny jokes to celebrate National Women's Day. Being scolded by his wife on March 8th, Till had to hold back and leave until late at night, but he was still resentful. This is a really long ass map for right look at that spot one. We'll have to give a better reward for whoever reaches this map's final round all the way over there. But this is like a great map for me, I mean. So recklessly. But I don't think I'll ever play this map again, even if it's another AMA. It's a pain to watch this. Anyway. Went into the bar and ordered his little glass of wine to drink. When he got home, Till pretended to be drunk and banged on the door. So I opened the door to pop in. Luna waved his hand and slapped his wife on the face and declared, "Who are you to dare to touch my body other than my wife? Don't expect anyone to follow me." The wife is not only not angry, but also smiles like a fire. And in Till's room, he thought, on a spree revenge on March 8th. I don't get this joke at all. You have to tell me the moral of the story, P. Northbrook, it's good luck. How many gaming guild partners does that room have now? I'm still at 22. Haven't really increased much since June, I believe. I think the May and June events shocked a lot of guilds, and the gaming guilds with their pricing. Actually, I think out of all the sectors, the gaming guild token prices are suffering the worst. And so they're pretty quiet nowadays. Still are some, so still meet them regularly, but I've not met too many. Especially that a lot of them are not investing. A lot of them right now are focusing on trying to investigate what's the future of the gaming guilds. What is Gaming Guild 2.0? What is Scholarship 2.0? Is their ultimate concern. Because a lot of them know grinding tokens is not actually the way to go in the future. So how are they going to not position themselves in the future will be quite interesting. Oh, look at this road, it's still falling trickle. When does one expedition start and end? Is it the beginning and end of staking? Usually it is, but again, the last staking, I was expecting the primitive breeding cost to be adjusted, but yeah, we needed more time, so I was going to wait for it, the adjustments, because I know a lot of people will be waiting to breed. I don't want to start the staking and the primitive breed cost adjust in the middle, and people lose out and not being able to breed because their planets are stuck in staking. So I want to adjust the cost first, and then people can go in and stake their planets. But yes, you can expect most of the polls are on loop basis. But in the future, there may be more than one poll going on live, especially when there are collab polls going on in the future. After the game was launched, Fully Emblem was still filming. Yeah, it was still Fully Emblems, as always. Will Fully Emblems have use in game? I don't know. I really don't know. Be implementable, actually. Guido, the sub 970 said only planet. That's 970 said only planet. How far will you eventually enter in the marketplace? Fully Emblems are stars and astronomers. I know astronomical and stars will be in, but they won't be in right in the beginning. I really have to ask more scrupule when will these be paidable in the marketplace. I'm actually asking right now. Secrets online. Okay, so he answers me later. Back to bubbles. Ooh, finally, let's try this one. So please be slowly making their way up. It's like marble hell. I think if I were to ever punish someone, I would stick their marble here and make them watch it from start to finish, without the ability to do anything else. That would be perfect, for sure. Really? Get to the questions. So, sorry Frank, a question, but joke from me. You mentioned the price of the gargantuan cheesy mist because you had to eat too many last season as exposure to end it. Yeah, that's true. Seriously fed, and actually gain weight in real life as well. I'll have to explain it to them. If any of you are still watching the Saucy Hot Sauce channel results, I actually am still doing them, but I am somehow so busy these days I always don't have time to compress them and speed them up and upload. But I do intend to carry on. TD20, hi Frank. There's some of my questions about future mythology galaxies. No, we don't expect number of stars in that one, but will there be more stars coming in the future, like new stars gen for each mythical galaxy update? Nope. There's actually some mythologic stars in the center of those mythology galaxies that were designed for specific gameplay, but those do not count as part of the stars. Those are actually special stars that have different gameplay mechanisms in there. I'm going to park our planets beside the stars. For your own planets, I think that could be pretty early. I think early October or mid-October, by the time the stars are released from the nebula staking, this option should be available. To rent this track out, I think I need to ask LoreKeeper, but we are targeting the game launch, to be able to do that. For fashion in game, would that be skin or cosmetic or persona? So what did it cost? There should be cosmetic only relics, but these are probably the low tier relics or special relics that we give off in special collabs. Not sure about the cost really. Shouldn't be that much if it's just pure fashioned. But those with functioned probably also comes with gameplay. I really have to talk to LoreMaster on this one. But they should all be created in game, and so the price should be set by the players themselves. Now moving to the super serious part. Oh, One Punch Man. I spent 50k soul for charms, now I got nothing left in my inventory. What's going on? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. So that's why you can buy them off for 1 soul when you reach the shop level. But it's only for a limited time. So once you get the shop level, use 1 soul to buy all the charms back. And it will be dead. But then I'll also increase the Season 1 charms to 9999 souls later. I thought didn't think through before I pressed delete, sorry about that, but you'll get them back. Does Shadowrun really exist in Archer than Dunland Delights? I don't know. Does he? I know he exists in other servers. The art team actually have their own Discord server. They're very shy, they are artists. Oh, Frank. Question about was, are we going to see the cosmetic skills of the planets here? Actually, intended to be able to see the skills upon Marketplace open, but I think the art team have not finished the skill cards, and so you can't see the skills yet. I think they're trying to chase and complete all the skill cards by the end of the month. So you'll be able to skill all the skills by the end of this month. But I have to get back to them to get this, because right now all hands on deck should be working on the game demo and the PvP demo. So yeah. We could release a chart. I talked about this with LoreKeeper, of releasing a chart or a list of skills without the skill cards. But we have to get LoreMaster's approval on this one. Should ask him on Tuesday. Stacks of planet age, Exorium generation, and overview page of planets for ease of access, because it doesn't show the screenshot in the blog. Overview page of the planets. Even inventory. You can suggest that to LoreKeeper, actually. You can send a message to LoreKeeper long. I'll help you send it as well. What's unable to quit timeline? Well, now only do NFTs and cryptos. Oh, that's a good joke. Okay, we're back to Dorado. Nice. Okay, so down to me, Panda. Aloha, Frank. Aloha, me, Panda. The mini black hole is still helpful after the game's launch, yes? We're actually even thinking that the creation of relics will cost mini black holes. So mini black holes will have more use in the future as well. How frequently a major world event will occur? Oh, you mean the planet or the game world universe? For the planet, I think once a day. For the universe, it's usually on a weekly basis. This game requires daily time to play. Does this game require daily time to play? Yeah. If so, how much time do you estimate it will take on a busy day? On a busy day, as much as you want. I might say for the health of our players. On a busy day, excluding the initial grind phase or the level up phase, probably because that is insane. But later in the day, later in the game, when you reach a mid to a late game phase, where growth is not dependent on how much time you spend, but really sort of how much mana you have and everything, I'd say around a good 3 hours. 3 to 4 hours. So it's still pretty demanding. But it depends. If you are a casual gamer or someone who don't want to spend too much time with it, you can actually just spend around, I'd say, 30 minutes a day. That's all you need. Log back in every 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Order the plans, pop the dudes. It's like a 30-second interaction, and you can dot off and play battle maybe once a week to hit the tiers. That's all you need to do. That's probably like maybe 2 hours per week to just stay there and grind a little bit. But it's really not that much fun if you do that. Goat. Hey Goat, I met Goat in real life in the Hong Kong event. He's an interesting fellow. Very funny. If I breed the primeval planet before the breeding cost decrease, would the extra MPH be refunded? No. So excited for the beta test. Can't wait. Me too. Actually, I've been playing it. I showed Yulon a test version of it the other day. But that is actually still not the final one. We're still trying to cram probably the best graphics in there. All the graphics will be updated. Elfin Chai, 为什么我们需要 demo NFT Pass 才有资格参加游戏测试呢？持有星球的人不用，没有持有星球的人才要用。因为我个人认为，其实也是一个吸引人外包玩家的机会，说服他们购买星球。繁琐的过程可能会导致他们兴趣下降等等。而假设原始星球的持有者可以邀请朋友免费参加或者商家可以得到一个小礼物，如果当退出游戏时，他们可以数代码得到一些小的，比如说小的在游戏内使用，我用为怎样提供，或者是设定或者小的游戏的订货，以尝试的可能增加外包。可能可以，也可以，但是这个应该不是 Game Demo 做，而是应该是 Game Launch 做。而且这个有一个困难，就是如果已经 claim 了这个礼物的人卖了他的星球呢，还可以这样做吗？这个倒是也不是太复杂的一个问题。对我来说，其实做多一点 NFT 也没什么问题，因为最终也需要他们对 NFT 有一定的了解，而且这是免费的 NFT 的。那么如果他们连这个也不做的话，我觉得只是他们好像根本就对 NFT 没兴趣。刚刚回想吧，可是我觉得应该不需要。应该还是做一点点的 barrier of entry 好一点。About soul dealer mode. Where can we earn soul? Oh, sorry, need to change the screen and take a look. How close are we to the ending? Oh, we're here. Oh, PS? Nope. Almost got it. Finally, at the end, guys. Little Blue, holy crap, that's a lot of questions. About Soul Dealer mode, where can we earn soul to trade with Soul Dealer? It is from expanded faithful dudes, open to the soul disappear unknown to have come from another world. The Soul Dealer, actually, well, each time you do a battle or an elite battle in the dungeons, you earn souls. And you can use those souls to either purchase stuff from the Soul Dealer, or later, when the game actually begins with the planet simulation, the souls are used to expand your actual dudes counts on the planet simulation. So it's a choice. You go deeper. In the dungeons, you need to buy some relics or some trinkets from the Soul Dealers, but if you are just here purely to increase the amount of dudes on your planets, then you should save up your souls, but it's your choice. I'd say get what you think is worthy. How often does the Soul Dealer appear? Well, it's random, but I'd say probably around 2 or 3 times per level. One level consisting of multiple stages. In-game shop. What do we need to spend for things from the shop? Yes, so on the console, let's have in the shop. We're still deciding on the demo, but in the future it should be specific apostles, specific relics that you usually see in roguelike games that give you a temporary bonus when you were doing that dungeon run, potions, and yeah, revive cards. Skin, cosmetic, do they have any buff effects or just fashioned? No tier 1s just fashioned, high tier 1s should have buffs. Serve update. From now, do I have to fill the DHC proposal form? If follows the end of the game, I just need to discuss with Shadow's Hand for defense final form. For daddies and wranglers, you can just go ahead to Shadow's Hand and Sniper, but preferably for practice sake, I think everyone should fill in the DHC proposal form properly, because this does help us filter it properly, depending on the difficulty. But yeah. If time is a matter of fact, or you don't have enough time, you can shoot it straight to Shadow or Sniper or me. Otherwise, please fill in the forms as well. Everyone who have DHG tickets can join DHG events, isn't it? I think right now everyone can join DHG without the DHG ticket. That's what my direction should be. Still thinking. I'll confirm and the announcements. Okay. Because originally really wanted to try to find ways to, oh crap, what is that? There are people going in. What the? Alright. Oh. That's interesting. Let's think about it. I think for the hosted events, most people can join, but going forward, I should create some game passes that only can be accessible via the purchase of the role from Soul Shop, but not necessarily DHG, because DHG is there are too many DHGs. I'll give you guys an update next week. Tomorrow. I think you can host the games without the DHG passes if nobody can get to shop next week. It's okay. Man's success. The son asked his father, "What's a man's success, father?" Or father pointed his son's hat and said, "As long as you can marry a good wife, it's considered to be half success." Hearing that, the son nodded. I will marry 2. Well, that's pretty good. Incredible. 160. Oh, finally. 51 minutes. Holy crap. Dang. Got the win. Let me just copy these guys down into the overseas. It's a pretty long map, man. I think everyone which one should be entitled to something, hopefully. This would give a lot of work to know this thing is on the real give us. Because I don't give you I'll think about what to do with these rewards. I'll announce at the end of the. I'll announce it at the end of the night. Okay. The event. Another track. Let's see how many more questions there are. Discord. Pin where I am right now. Not that bad, not that bad. Looks like we can end this. Now also. Okay, let's pick another map first. Okay, another one. Oh, 21 minutes. Oh, we did that. Let's see. Is there a function to change the name? Yes, there is. There's a button right next to the name we can write and amend your name. Should. If you can't, please DM me or LoreKeeper. Because if you can change that as a bug, you should be able to change your name. Why Manel? Alright, this is my question. How can you compete with your rivals in terms of attracting players, and how do you compete with other projects on the market? Oh, I haven't answered this question in a while. We compete with our rivals in terms of we don't do the same game as them. Our game genre is quite different. You can't find anything similar to us. It's card-based, there's a strategy, but it's in real time. The battle angle, gameplay, the elements, the stories, the art style is nothing similar to us. And we also tend to have a much more aggressive roadmap, and we have an earlier development release time compared to most, so we're pretty good. Well, actually, that may not be pretty good. I don't want to be the first to be released up there in the market right now in terms of this quality, because it seems to be a rather big condition in the market right now that's sort of not very good. And if we rush out right now, we'll only be fighting speculators. And I really don't want speculators running my token price on my game. We'll see. Almost all investors pay attention to the token's market price, so how do you get them to invest in your project? What are the advantages of holding on to your token? Well, right now I was talking to Animoca. They actually suggested the method which I originally intended to use, which is to control the price and the volumes excessively to the point that I control a bulk of what's up there in the market, which in the normal world is absolutely illegal and not very ethical. But I think in these times, and especially in the markets, in order to make the price properly and to identify customers properly, it would probably be best for the company itself to buy back or to control a bulk of the pricing. But we will also market make it up slowly. We won't market make it up quickly, because I want to gain organic and slow growth. For users who actually are bullish on the game, they could actually participate in the community rounds by holding the primeval planets, allowing them to have a certain amount of tokens in the beginning and continue to stake or do so to allow them to have a decent amount of tokens for them to play around with. So they won't have to purchase tokens that are too expensive as we hike the price up. But even if we want to purchase additional, we won't hike it up at a crazy rate. It's probably around 1 to 2% every 2 to 3 days, probably the ideal amount we market make it. So it should be pretty reasonable in the beginning, especially in the early packs, because the ultimate goal is to actually indeed attract gamers and players who actually want to come in to play the game. Speculators who want to hunt are always welcome to try other tokens that are much more volatile and have a much more initial flip compared to other tokens. But for our tokens, I'll make sure to heck that we control the pricing before very, very slowly, definitely very safely, at least for the very first 1.5 years until I get my equity round in next year. So probably the safest token we can buy on the market on these volatile times will probably be our token when we launch it. Okay, I should press begin. Oh, still over 100 people listening to these things. How many of them are orchids? I wonder. 104 people, 104 viewers, 126 marbles. Oh, look at that. Looks like Splatoon. Oh, sorry. That's pretty interesting. Okay. 我看不到我的名字。嗨，其实我有一个问题一直想问，行星的总额是11448，请问是个数量，所以是我不是114原因是这边呢？我觉得是少，就是我觉得，这个很少人问我。Oh, crap, I did that. Oh no, some poor die. This looks like a quite friendly course. 其实这个数字是我跟我老婆的一个特别的号码来的，所以这个根本没有什么数学在里面。但是我知道大概是1万多个，实质数字是我自己定的。 It's a pretty good question asked by one of our Chinese community members. He says, why 11,498? Why not make it an even number, like 1,100, 11,500, or 12,000? And I told him, well, actually, this number is a special number that means a lot to me and my wife. So, yeah, it doesn't really have to have anything to do with statistics on that. I know we needed around 11,000, so I just picked a number that I know my wife would like. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Join Metaverse. I don't know what that's mean. Japan， 晚上好，我在白皮书看到大地道的概念。你心目中的道是什么样的形态？道在游戏，或是项目中最终扮演什么样的角色？我心目中最后道的形态应该是有所有的，应该是一个游戏的，其实这个项目的话呢，我觉得有点难。但是如果因为始终我们的roadmap，我们的目标很长远，也是要把游戏变成一个IP 一个 franchise， 所以我们可以给玩家拥有的选择，一定不会有好像外面的所说的那么多。但是呢，我心目中的道呢，其实是应该拥有 governance token， 或其实不应该只有 governance token， 只有实质所有的 NFT 拥有者跟所有的玩家也可以投票。governance token 应该就是可以应该是可以做 proposal 的，做这个 proposal 中文是什么提案。做提案的是有这些 NFT 或这些governance token 的持有者，但是他们实际的投票应该是所有人也可以投票。这个我觉得是一个比较这样大的。但是是不是所有的选择也应该给玩家或者是 token 的持有者，我真的觉得不可以。因为其实用代币或用 NFT 的话，其实最后也是给最有钱的人拿着所有的决定，那这不一定是一个好的方法。还有一样就是其实玩家跟投资者他们真的不一定是为游戏做出最好决定的一些人。我以前是一个玩家可以对玩家特别好，但是不代表他们会对游戏的长期生态系统好。投资者也就不用说了。所以其实是应该给有经验的人去做决定跟去提案，还是应该真的让 community 去决定？因为如果真的让 community 去决定的话，其实他们往往所选出来的可能是为了短期利益，而不是长期利益。那这个我有一点保留。所以有一些决定是可以给他们，一些不会影响长期目标的一些决定，或是一些短期让我们知道有不同的目标的一些底下，我们可以给他们决定。有些的故事方向有些短期的一些投资方向也可以让他们做一些决定。但是我觉得长期或深远的应该要审慎的去慢慢了解。Osaka, I'm not about with regards to the upcoming start of this month. Do you think there's enough hype for the game to start as well? No, I don't think actually there's any NFT project out there that can do the price we are putting it out. And well, right now, especially with the entire market focused on the ETH this month. But there'll still be a lot of players that don't want to participate in the stars, especially the gaming guilds. Still really struggling to decide whether we should do it. But again, hype would not be the important factor with which we decided this. Again, I really like to avoid hype. I don't think hype is actually a good thing. Hype only attracts speculators and people who want to flip. So, I don't think I really want those. I don't mind spending more time trying to find the right people who want to invest. But, still need to monitor the ETH merge, the FOMC, and how the marketplace and the reception of the game demo will pan out. Since there's currently no volume in OpenSea with planets and not enough hype, what are your plans for the remaining stars that will not be minted? You're burning it? No, we won't be burning those. Stars are a limited supply, so we'll just save it for the next round. Or, as much other projects do it, we can just buy it all ourselves. But actually, I don't think we have to. I think we can just save it for the next one. We'll take a look from the market, market response, and then we'll let you guys know as we go. Kennedy 72. Mr. LoreKeeper, yeah, as well as the top big problem we're worried about now that F1 game launch will soon happen for you. I think it's so. I probably would care to share. The biggest problem, one would be the market condition. The game launch is the God game part of the equation, and really want to try to find better marketing conditions to release that. And hope the market bottom out around this month, maybe next month. November is traditionally a pretty good month, especially with the US and China elections, which is typically good market incentives to have good months, usually around this time. So November should be a pretty good time for launch to have better market conditions or signs of at least bottoming out or at least better economic indicators. But if those months don't indicate good, then I don't mind holding off to a little more and observe. Still, it's a crypto game. Bulk of its reception is based on the market conditions. But for the left of us to have more time for development, for polish. About fixing. The other second problem would be our artists. I think more masters too little, so we can always draw. Arenas, competitions, PvP tournaments are always trying to balance things. Can be released for that. They can play and earn or win to earn. While waiting for the markets to open up. Once they are better, the release together. Artwork, work on outsourcing more and employing better talent and outsourced yeah. In our budgets to find better talents. Oh.